Um, and I also jumped back onto Dragon Ball Fighters this week.
Mm-hmm.
Took a look at the
Apparently,
new
it's
updates.
a totally new game now.
It's the sequel. It's Dragon Ball Fighters 2. Mechanically, it's a humongous difference. Crazy patches across the board. So a lot of character specific changes, that are like, I would say significant if you keep up with the game, probably less significant if you're not paying as much attention. But like moves got buffed.
Stupid Gohan shit.
Yes, so moves got buffed. Things got like overall like Gold Frieza timer resets every time you KO somebody now when the round restarts.
What, really?
Yeah,
That's
Gohan.
Crazy.
Gohan installed allows him to just cancel all specials into all specials. So he really can, if you let him spend all that bar, he can do whatever he wants, But all these character specific changes though are nowhere near as big as the system changes. So the particularly huge ones are one, there's a new defensive mechanic that lets you do a vanishing attack. So you remember the teleport kick?
Yeah, I remember you.
Right. So before, usually you do that in neutral or on offense. Now you can do a version of it while you're blocking to get out of complete lockdown situations.
I mean, that is thematically appropriate for Dragon Ball.
And you can do so for 2 bars. Instead of before that, the only thing you could do is I mean, at first, the first version of the game, you couldn't do anything, right? Mm-hmm. You just had to hold it and you watch Gohan do those block strings that last 10 minutes on you, and too bad. Then they put in like tag block guard canceling, essentially. So you switch out to a tag partner, but if they know you're going to do it, they can just 2H the shit out of that switch,
of course,
and keep and blow you up, right? So even that was like not perfect. You just had to be smart about it. Now here you get something that's a safer option. Still not perfect, but like, it allows you to get out of a lot of situations.
It costs 2 bars.
But it costs 2 bars, exactly. And then the huge one is they've made it so that at the end of any special move, you hit a tag button and you switch live during the combo.
What?
Marvel Infinite.
That's a completely different game.
Exactly. It's Marvel Infinite. The best thing about Marvel Infinite was the gameplay. At the end, like I've said it a bunch of times, but it's like it was a fun game to play because the system was designed around constant switching, and that made the rhythm of the game really fun despite how shitty it looked. So now, when you do any special, you tag out and you just continue the rest of that combo with your next teammate, and that creates
a whole
you can just go. And
so you can just beam people in, like beam attack, and then
but I mean
can just.
But it wouldn't be. It would be a stupid thing to do. It would be a risky thing to do. But it costs no meter. It's free. So the whole game can become an entire series of just constant tags and constant switching if you want it to be. Now you still want to recover, red life when your team is behind, is off screen. So it's not always a smart thing to bring them in, but you have the freedom to do that if you want to. And that changes the game entirely. It's free.
That's bananas.
Yeah.
Bandanas even.
So, went back, took a look at that, and it's like one of these things where that plus, there's this giant ass roster at this point, and it's all there, and you make a change like that at this point in the roster, and the whole game has to now kind of reinvent itself.
Yeah, it's got to resettle.
Everyone has to go back and look at their teams and realize, oh shit, I have to rethink this team. Maybe I can do something better. Maybe I can do something more with people that I originally couldn't use, you know? Moves that didn't have as much utility will get better. Like, I know people were talking about how, like, Broly and Vegito's grabs that, like, toss you downward now can just extend the combos fantastically, you know? So, like, they become more viable with that. Your assist types were already there. So, yeah, it's just a whole new discovery. Like, reinvent the game, you know? Pretty nuts that they did that. And at the end of all of those awesome updates, still no rollback. So,
oh, I was sitting here patiently waiting for you to be like, man, what a bunch of great changes. And then I was going to go, oh, cool. I can't wait to hop back online and play it with the new rollback they added too, right? But you just jumped to the end.
Yep. So, I played with Reggie, you know, like we played some local matches.
Yeah, of course you did.
And that was what it was. But all this to say that, like, yeah, Dragon Ball has gotten a really fucking cool update, and it's a fantastic game that's missing one thing, you know.
Could they make, like, could they just
two
do
things,
like Fish Cube F with Baku and Bohan and the gang and put rollback in that?
So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I mean, the fact that they're making this kind of change here is like, okay, they're not done with the game. They don't clearly plan. They're not shelving it, but would they go back and put rollback in something that was like a more recent release, because it takes much more work than it does for the older shit? I don't know.
The weird thing is that, like, they did do that interview where they said they were looking at putting rollback into some of their older titles, and I was under what is apparently a mistaken assumption that DBZ would have been like the highest priority on that.
No, I think they mean like, yeah, like that plus R type shit, where it's like, because again, the older you go, the easier it is to do, you know, because you're just at that point it's the emulator more than anything. But yeah, that the patch is pretty fucking good. So yep, that was a lot of fun. I'm going to go and like kind of mess around a bit and come up with just, you know, an updated version of the team I want to play, so that if I ever do like have a random copy of the game, like, you know, running somewhere,
somebody's like, hey, you want to play DBZ?
Yeah,
go, yeah,
I'll be kind of ready. So I'm gonna go do that, you know, at the very least, and try to get some updated combos. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens with the online, you know. Or you could even submit yourself to some matches in delay based and just try to fucking.
There's no going back.
Yeah. If you get a good match, sometimes you get a good match. You know, let's not, like, sometimes you can, but it's maddening. It's maddening.